Hello everyone, it's Edge here for Countertrend Capital, and on today's video we're taking a look at Bitcoin Cash. This is going to be a macro video here currently on 2-day time frame, and this is going to be the basis of our analysis. I'm going to be starting the count from these lows of December 2018, and got a few different ones here for you, a couple bear counts and one bull count. Before getting into those counts, if you're interested in trading with smaller fees, check us out on BetUnix, and for the Signal service and community, check us out on our Discord. But let's get right into the action and reveal one of the counts, which is the bear count. Now, the idea with this is kind of simple. It's an idea of some kind of a flat structure. There is also a possibility of variation of this, but I'm talking about that in just a moment. But in this one, again, the idea would be that we have a three-way structure here. To me, this looks very impulsive, easily labeled as a diagonal, and then we have a flat structure here. This was very impulsive, giving us the signal that, okay, this is a impulse of something, giving us clear direction that, okay, that is a start or an end of something. And as we have taken out the high already, it cannot be a start of anything, so it has to be an end of something, and this fits here very well. Three wave, and then 5-way down to create a flat into that B wave. Then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Not the best looking structure, but I think we'd have to label this into a diagonal here at the end, because again, there is overlap. Otherwise, we could have this wave 4 at these lows to create a running flat instead, but we already have a flat structure here on wave 2, and generally we want to be looking for an alteration instead. So again, here we have a three-way structure that again does not take out the high, so it's not a flat structure at that point. If we were to label it here, then wave 4 could be labeled here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We wouldn't need the diagonal. Both are working fine, but just a couple of variations and why I have labeled it as I have. Now, here's the bear count, or why it is bear count. This can be labeled multiple ways, this structure coming down. Either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why it can be labeled like that is just the extensions. It is looking like a potential 1, 2, 3, 4 and extended on 5th to create that third wave. We don't reach the 1.618, however, which is why I have a couple of different variations of this area here. And since we have not taken out the high, we can confirm, or we can't confirm that this is even a 5 wave, or even if it's just the end of something. But again, as we have pivoted before it, I don't want to be thinking that is part of this structure. Although again possible, but I don't like to label truncated counts, because again those allow even more open-ended things on a layer wave, and those are again less probable and more rare. Now, in B waves of flats, we're looking for three-way structures, and in this case we would have to label this as three-wave and then another three-wave like so. Definitely not the best. Both of those, or especially the later one or latter one, can be labeled in 5 as well. But this is the way we have to do it at the moment. 1-to-1 extension was hit for this wave Y. So again, this is the target box we would be looking for. Again, if we take out the high here, we can confirm that it is no longer a B wave, because again, the at least in this scenario, this is a 5 wave. Again, could it be a flat structure instead? Yes, the only thing that would change is the fact that this would be an AB, an extension on C wave, which again we are bringing back into the next count. Now, again, wave C target, if we have pivoted already, 1-to-1 extension, $39. What else is there? Well, not too much, because again, this is uncharted territory for Bitcoin Cash. Since 2017, this has been going very sideways altogether. But again, one thing that is kind of close is the 1.236 retracement of this wave A. So again, that is one of the targets, and this would be my target if we are impulsing down, taking out the all-time lows, and then I would be targeting these lows here. The other variation of this bear count is that instead of this being a 5 wave, this is a 3 wave like I have in the next counts, where this B wave instead could be already established there. That would allow us to have a bullish count where we would have looking for an A, B and then C wave already pivoted from these lows and not from these lows here. So again, both are still possible. Let's take a look at the bull count here, because again, that is kind of relevant. This being a 3-way structure is exactly what I mentioned, and from here on out you can be labeling this as similar to that bear count that we were talking about. Now, what makes this bull count different is the fact that we have a diagonal option here on the macro scale, where we have a 3-way structure similar to that bear count, but instead of a wave A or anything like that, we would have this as a wave 1. Wave 2 coming down again in 3, then we'd be looking for a 3-way up. Now, again, just to make sure you understand, diagonals are less probable than just a corrective structure. So that's why this is not the most probable scenario. It's probably the least. But again, we need to have a bull scenario as well overall. The line here is a 1-to-1 extension of the time it took to create this wave 1. So from here, these lows to these highs, and pivot from these lows. This is generally marking the area we would be expecting wave 3 to be over at. Because again, if we have a contracting diagonal that is more common than the expanding one, it is expected to end earlier than wave 1, because again, price wise it would be smaller as well as the expectation at least. But that would be around April 2025, so again, can take quite a long time. Again, we're on macro degrees and macro scale. But yeah, at the moment, this count would be looking for wave X in some kind of 3 waves, and then another 3 waves up for that wave Y to be completed to complete that wave 3. But again, only when we take out the highs here, I would be even looking at this at all. And overall, I wouldn't really trade based on this diagonal option at all, because again, it is more rare. Now, the last count, which is locally way more bullish, it is something somewhat similar to the bull count here, where we are expecting a 3-way structure, but instead of this being a WXY, we can label it in 5. So overall, the higher time frame premise is exactly the same as with the bull count, where we have a 3-wave up, a 3-wave down, and then we'd be expecting something else. In this case, instead of a wave 1 like we have in this bull count, we would have it as a W, X as a wave 2, or instead of wave 2, and then up again. Now this can be labeled as a B, C based on the retracements as well. See, we have retraced 90% here, so again, both are very possible. ABC or WXY. Now, I don't think this is large enough for a wave C to be completed, even if we have this whole structure completed. So we did hit the minimum target of 0.618, but I don't think it looks the best. Although again, RSI is suggesting that we have already ended something. It doesn't mean that we have ended the whole structure. If we take out, however, these lows here on RSI on daily time frames, then we can already think that, okay, maybe this C wave is already done, with this being the structure, and then we have a continuation of a previous structure to the downside. When does this get confirmed is when we take out this low. At that point, this can no longer be an ABC to the upside, where we would be looking for that C wave of this cycle degree to complete the super cycle at, well, end of the decade, I guess. But locally, more locally, again, I would say that I kind of like the idea that we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 an extension on fifth. Extensions on fifth are very common on crypto. This is why I kind of like this overall. And here, if we have completed file wave up, as we have the divergence here and here, we'd be looking for some kind of correction. Again, generally, I would want to see at least 38.2 retracement. Where did I bring this from? Here we go. That's the one. 38.2% retracement of this original move for that wave B, at least, and also 38.2 or at least the 23.6% in time at least be completed before I would be expecting that wave B would be even closely over. So that would be August 2024, so closer to the end of the year. So this would be the earliest I would expect this whole thing to be going for. And again, that is just this one count, but I kind of like this the best, and I probably want to be looking for long setups once this time hits, looking for potential 1 to set up here, 3, 4, 5 for that C wave. Even if I am wrong, again, stop losses can be hit, but again, I'm not really risking this much of price action, right? I'm just risking this much here. Again, based on different strategies, you can play of course how you want. But these are the 3 ones that I really like the most. What gives me the most probable scenarios, or what I think are the most probable scenarios for Bitcoin Cash for now. If you're interested in getting the signals, I'm going to be looking for this one again. Check us out on countertrendcapital.com and the Discord server from there on out. And if you're interested in getting smaller fees on your crypto exchange, check out BitUnix. But that's all for now again. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video. Bye bye.